Hey guys, that was pretty weird. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I logged in 2 times and didn't see anybody. And I logged in the third time and now you're all here. So with the same link, Thursday's link. If that happens again, I'll create a link on the fly and I can post it on Schoology. But buenos dias. It's like I was in my own separate room. You guys hear me okay? Thank you, Alexandra. All right, let's get started here. Okay, so the little, I think I'm screen sharing with you guys. The little cartoon for the day here has what you guys are going over here, a little bit of introductions. And today we're going to take it a step further, asking how are you, different people about how they're feeling, how's it going, what's up, those sort of things, and goodbyes as well. So here there are two houses meeting each other. And if you remember the idea of encantada, this is a little play on words. Sometimes they can have double meanings. So who remembers what encantada meant? Delighted? Gracias, Alexandra. Anybody think of another way? There was another way as well. Enchanted. So here, enchanted as in haunted. So it was a haunted house. So they're meeting each other and he's saying he is haunted. So, but when you guys say it after mucho gusto, it means delighted. That is correct. All right, so our plan for today is we are going to watch a little video clip that has some new things, some real Spanish speakers. Remember, you're not going to understand everything they say, but that's okay. So you're going to listen to some different reactions to the question, ¿Cómo estás? And that is our big one for today. If you have your textbook, we're going to be in page 4. So if you want that as a resource, and we're going to try to do a breakout. We didn't do much with the numbers 1 through 29 in my last hour yesterday, but we will get you guys asking each other how you are as well. So you can be thinking of some answers for that.
Estáis viendo Coffee Break Spanish.
Hola, bienvenidos a Coffee Break Spanish to Go. La pregunta de hoy es ¿cómo estás? Y de manera más formal, ¿cómo está usted? Lo repito. ¿Cómo estás? Y de manera más formal, ¿cómo está usted? Muy bien, pues ahora vamos a escuchar las respuestas de la gente.
Estoy muy bien, gracias.
Estoy muy bien.
Estoy genial.
¿Estamos bien? Sí.
Estoy bien, a gusto con la vida.
Yo estoy muy bien, gracias a Dios.
Bien, aunque un poco cansado. Sí, es que hace bastante calor.
Pues muy bien, estoy en la ciudad de Málaga, hace un poco de calor y un poco de humedad, pero vamos, está bien.
Estoy muy bien aquí por Málaga dándome una vuelta y hoy no hace demasiado calor, así que estoy estupendo.
Fenomenal, aquí con mi amigo Rafa, visitando Málaga y pasando un tiempo muy bueno.
Estamos muy bien, de vacaciones.
Sí, hemos venido a pasar unos días a Málaga y estupendamente.
Estoy muy contenta de estar dando una vuelta por Málaga.
Muy interesante.
Sí, es que hace bastante calor.
Trying to stop it. So what was a response that you heard a lot? If anybody wants to unmute and shout it out. You don't have to say it right, that's fine.
Muy interesante.
Or type it in. I'm going to type it then. I heard a lot of this. There you go. Bien. Ideas? What's the most common answer we usually get if we say, how are you? In English. Well, fine, good, yep, and that covers them all. Exactly. So bien is our basic response. So the second time here, they're going to give you the Spanish words at the top and the English translation at the bottom. So you have an idea of what they are saying here.
Pues bien, vamos a ver estas respuestas con más detalle.
Estoy muy bien, gracias.
Estoy muy bien.
Estoy genial.
¿Estamos bien?
Estoy bien, a gusto con la vida.
Estoy muy bien, gracias a Dios.
Bien, aunque un poco cansado. Sí, es que hace bastante calor.
Pues muy bien, estoy en la ciudad de Málaga, hace un poco de calor y un poco de humedad, pero vamos, está bien.
Estoy muy bien aquí por Málaga dándome una vuelta y hoy no hace demasiado calor, así que estoy estupendo.
Fenomenal, aquí con mi amigo Rafa, visitando Málaga y pasando un tiempo muy bueno.
Estamos muy bien, de vacaciones.
Sí, hemos venido a pasar unos días a Málaga y estupendamente.
Estoy muy contenta de estar dando una vuelta por Málaga.
Ahora es tu turno. Tengo una pregunta para ti. ¿Cómo estás? Estupendo. Pues esto es todo por hoy. Nos vemos en el próximo capítulo de Coffee Break Spanish to Go. Hasta pronto.
All right, so we're going to have you guys ideally answering that question, ¿Cómo estás? But we're going to give you some more options. So we are going to take a look at some of our options. And you will notice the question most commonly when you ask your friends, we'll be talking about ¿Cómo estás? So I'm going to be showing you some of these, and if you guys would unmute and repeat after me when I give you this signal and I say repitan. This is a question that we saw in one of our Play with Words, ¿Qué pasa, calabaza? So, ¿Qué pasa? Repitan, ¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué pasa?
What's up? What's happening? That's a common thing to ask friends. And here's another one. ¿Qué tal? Repitan, ¿qué tal?
¿Qué tal?
So that QU is going to make the K sound in Spanish. One more time. ¿Qué tal? So instead of asking Ashley, how are you? It's like, how is it going? All right. So it's just a little more indirect. This was the question she was asking everybody. ¿Cómo estás? Repitan, ¿cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás? Okay. And you can see some of the answers here. And if you were to ask me, they have just a little bit different version. It becomes formal. ¿Cómo está usted? Repitan.
¿Cómo
estás
usted?
So they changed the ending here and they use a little bit different word. We're going to talk about two verses usted. Both of them mean you. This means you formal. So how are you when you use somebody with a title, basically. And if we want to know that same information back, we can use that E2 we've been using. Repitan, E2.
E2.
Kind of that smile sound. Or now, if we're not asking someone, everyone in here that you're using a first name basis with, you'd say E2. Just like we did with ¿Cómo te llamas?, that original question. We just want to know that same information back. But if you're asking me, because you call me Señora Briseño, then you would say y usted. Repitan, y usted.
Y usted.
And it's abbreviated like this. It becomes capital UD period. You still hear the whole word. One more time. Y usted.
Y usted.
Nice. And some of the options that you can say, so these are something for you to consider today. We're going to start at like the top of the line. How are you feeling? Muy bien. Repitan, muy bien.
Muy bien.
Muy bien.
So you put that muy there and we're very well, like 2 thumbs up. If you just give me the 1 thumb up, we'll say bien. Repitan, bien.
Bien.
Bien, yep. And gracias, can you figure out what that is? Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gracias, Shilin. So we are going to see gracias coming up here as well. So taking it down a step, I like to just give this okay signal, I guess it is. Repitan, regular.
Regular.
It looks like regular, right? I'm just here in between, all right? But the vowels in Spanish are a, e, o, u. And we're going to spend a little more time on that right now. We're trying to get you some words to use. Repitan, regular. Regular, yep.
Regular.
And this one, I kind of do like, más o menos. Literally, you're saying more or less. Repitan, más o menos.
Más o menos.
Más o menos. And if you want to do the hand actions with me, that's great. If you want to pop on camera so I can see that, it's just making the connection in your brain so you can remember them a little bit. So that's why I do them too. Más o menos. Sometimes you might hear así, así in Mexico, a little more así, así. And we go to the thumbs down. If it's really bad, let's just do bad. Repitan, mal.
Mal.
If it's really bad, you're going to say you're feeling very bad. Muy mal. Repitan.
Muy mal.
And then there's some cognates here that I think you can figure out. Terrible. Repitan.
Terrible.
Terrible. Give it one more time. Terrible.
Terrible.
I just, this is just a double R, so you will probably just hear a longer R sound there, or more of a roll sound almost to terrible. If you can attempt to roll it, that's fine. If it doesn't work right now, we're not going to stress at all. Same thing with horrible, but no H sound there, so watch for that. Horrible. Repitan.
Horrible.
Horrible. So they look like the exact same words in English, but they just sound a little bit different. Questions there? And after somebody is nice enough to ask you how you're doing, a lot of times people will say gracias. Repitan. Gracias.
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 One more time. Gracias.
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 Gracias. And have you ever heard muchas gracias? Many thanks. So you can say that as well. Muchas gracias. Give it a try. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias. All right. And when somebody says gracias, what do you say in English?
You're welcome.
Yes, you're welcome. In Spanish, you were literally almost saying it was nothing. So you say de nada. Repitan, de nada.
De nada.
De nada.
Weirdly enough, nada on its own is nothing. So this is that answer to ¿Qué pasa? What's happening? You might say, if the super cool answer, nada, nothing's happening. So just on its own, it can be an answer as well. Nada. Repitan, nada.
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 If I say gracias, then you're going to say de nada. Repitan, de nada.
De nada.
Nada.
Questions there. Those are the main questions we're going to work with. De donde eres is an option as well that we'll work with a little more, but it is looking for where someone is from, their origin. De donde eres? Soy de España. So what do you think she's saying?
I'm from.
All the people in the video were from here. Any ideas where they were at?
I'm from Spain.
Spain, yep. The video was from Spain. Malaga was a city in the southern part of Spain. So I am from Spain. And notice she asked back ¿Y tú?, which we know is
You.
and you, because informal. And where is he from? Soy de Mexico.
Mexico.
Mhm. So let's just do that just for fun. ¿De dónde eres?
De donde
De
eres?
donde eres?
We'll work with this more coming up. And soy de. Repitan, soy de.
Soy de.
Soy de.
Soy de. So we could say soy de. A lot of you would probably say soy de Minnesota, like you did on your Sutories, which I'm still going through. So, all right. I think that was it, unless you wanted to review some of the other ones. I'm going to exit here. Really quick, what was our question to ask? What's your name? Who remembers that?
¿Cómo estás?
That's our question today. ¿Cómo estás? How are you feeling? What was our question from a couple days ago when we said, well, what's your name? It's a como as well. Como te llamas. Yep.
Yum.
And como te llamas. Yep. So we're going to keep throwing some stuff at you. So we'll try to review a few things as well. Let's go through these just to remind you from before. So good morning meeting or greeting. Wow. Repitan. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
If we were meeting in the afternoon, we could say
Buenos
buenas tardes. Yep. And after the sun sets, we'd say
Buenas
noches.
buenas noches. Okay. And hola always works, right? Repitan, hola.
Hola.
And here was our question. Let me hear. ¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
And the answer back.
Me llamo Sarah.
Me llamo. Watch for that double L making that Y sound. Me llamo, and it doesn't matter who you are, Sarah, Enrique, or your real name. And then we reach out our hand and say,
Mucho gusto.
mucho gusto. And if you had a couple options, you could say back. You don't always have to say the same thing. Like the house was enchanted or delighted. Repitan, Depending on who you are, put that right ending, O or A. Encantado or encantada.
Encantado.
Or likewise, or the same.
Igualmente.
Igualmente.
Igualmente, nice. So we're pushing you to try to remember some of those expressions. Mr.
Señor.
Señor.
Senor, there we go. Mr. T, I pity the fool. This guy was the A-team guy. This is supposed to be Mrs.
Señora.
Senora. Can you try my name as well? Senora Briseño.
Señora Briseño.
Briseño. I have the tilde in my name, that N and Y sound together. And someone who is not married, anyone remember?
Señorita.
Yeah, señorita. Okay, and we're back to where we started here today with the ¿Cómo estás? All right, questions that you have for me on that? No. Okay, so we are going to go to, if you want to bring up your Schoology page as well. At the same time, we're going to do a little breakout where you're going to ask, but we're not doing that yet though, sorry. You can bring up your Schoology page yet too, but we're going to, we will do that after. We want to, if you have your textbook or if you have your e-text, that would work as well. So if you go online to your e-text, I'm going to try to show you. Nope. Okay, mine is here. Remember, if you get into your e-text, you have to go to that sign in, use your whole email and Spanish 1A, and it will give you something with classes. And I think you can select on the right e-text. So if you haven't gotten in there yet, you want to do that. And I'm just going to show you again here that we are in the chapter Para Empezar. That means in order to start. So it's the preliminary chapter. So something with the e-text, you'll see something with an E, I think, and there's a dictionary next to it. You want the e-text, and it will pop open in a new window, and it'll call it Realize Reader, and that's where you know you're in the e-text. I will, in class here, I will be showing you the screen, so you don't have to worry too much, but I like you to know how to get to it on your own if you need. So the menu is your friend up here when you get to this page, and table of contents. That's where I say you want to know what chapter we're in. There's some maps on the beginning pages. You can look at those, but we are in Para Empezar. So it starts with page 0, basically. And you don't see page 4 right now here. So if you click the drop down arrow, you can find it, and that's where we are headed. So we're going to listen to a couple more conversations before we have you guys do your conversation. The nice thing about the e-text is that you can hear all these expressions again for more practice speaking, because probably next week you're going to be doing some recordings for me as well. Okay, so you want to be working in class, obviously, but if you feel like you need a little more practice outside of class, you can click
¿Cómo estás?
and you can hear it and repeat it after them. ¿Cómo estás? All right, so this is the page we're going to be looking at. If you're looking at your book and it's open, the 2-page view is pretty handy as well. And it's like your book is open to that. Sometimes the interactives won't work, but that's what we are going to be looking at today. Any questions for me on that? So I am going to bring up a little bit different program I have. So hopefully you have something for a resource there. and give me a minute to bring up mine. If you want to, the password is Spanish. I'll type in here, Spanish 1A. So if you're still not in yet, we want you to get in because there's no spaces. Anyone else still having an issue there or that has not been able to get in? All right, you guys can mute for a little here and just listen to a couple of these conversations. Can you see my computer okay? Because I did not take, if it's blurry, let me know because there's a video optimize button that I did not take off and sometimes that'll make the words blurry for you. So if you are not seeing it, please let me know. Unmute, say, hey, Ms. Briseño, we can't see that. All right, because I had forgotten to take off that button. So I hope you were able to see that. Okay, here's your conversation. Let's listen to the first one. These two people are talking. This is probably el profesor. So when you're looking at the names here, that can help you make sense of who's who.
Read along as you listen to the dialogue.
Buenos días, Adela. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, gracias, señor Ruiz. ¿Y usted?
Bien, gracias.
Do we understand what's going on? You can always give me the emoji on your picture screen, but on your participant list, you can give me more options. So if you don't get what's going on, you can give me the thumbs down. All right, time of day, real quick. You can type it in as well. What time of day are they talking? Or unmute and shout out morning. Thank you, Alexandra. Because of this expression right here, buenos dias. This is probably Adela. Female names are usually end in an A. And this is probably Senor Ruiz. So she talks to him he talks to her informally actually and starts with ¿Cómo estás? She talks to him back formally. So you can go one way or the other, doesn't matter. It just depends on what you're addressing with that person. So we notice she's back speaking formally to him because we hear y usted. And we went over these. We can repeat them again if you want. Bien, gracias. Again, you can always repeat after me. Bien, gracias. Even if you're muted, I encourage you to do that. Questions here. Here's your reminder on señor, señora, and señorita, the abbreviations you will see for those. All right, we'll continue on to the next one then.
Read along as you listen to the dialogue.
Buenas tardes, señor Ruiz. ¿Cómo está usted?
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Bien, gracias.
Time of day. Nice, good catch. Good afternoon, buenas tardes. Again, still Senor Ruiz, and the student addressed him formally, ¿Cómo está usted? Why don't you unmute and do that one for me? ¿Cómo está usted? Repitan.
¿Cómo está?
¿Cómo estás?
¿Está usted?
I think there's a shortcut to unmuting, by the way. I think it's your space bar. So if that is really handy to go on and off, I think that works. Yes? Space bar?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so you can space bar on and off real quick. You just don't want to go crazy, you know. But if it's handier than your mouse sometimes. So muy bien. So this person was feeling
Very good.
very good, muy bien.
Very good.
And the boy was feeling
Good.
Good. Fine. Bien. I would give it thumbs up. And again, they're both polite with each other. Gracias. Any questions here? All right, let's listen to the third one.
Read along as you listen to the dialogue.
Buenas noches, Miguel. ¿Qué tal? Regular. ¿Y tú, Carlos? ¿Qué pasa? Nada.
Okay, so we hear a couple expressions that, first of all, when are they talking? Time of day?
Night.
Night or evening. It could work for either one. We notice they're both on a first name basis. I don't know who's Miguel and Carlos, but ¿Qué tal? Let me hear this one from you. ¿Qué tal?
¿Qué tal?
So not so much how are you, but how's it?
Everything?
How's everything? How's it going? Yep, it covers both of those. How's everything? How's it going? ¿Qué tal? And his answer was?
Regular.
Yeah, regular. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Y tú, Carlos, ¿qué pasa? So here the question changed a little bit because we got the answer nada. It's not about feelings. Hey, ¿qué pasa? What are we saying? What's up? ¿Qué pasa? What's up? Looking at the ceiling? Okay, and the cool answer we said was just nada, which is?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing's happening. The opposite would be mucho. All right, mucho. So mucho or nada? What if I ask you guys, ¿qué pasa? Mucho or nada? Here are the options. Mucho or nada? What's happening in your lives right now? Mucho or nada?
Nada.
Nada. Nada, nada, limonada, like the little cartoon. It just rhymes. Nothing, nothing, lemonade. All right. So, couple expressions with ¿qué tal or with K that start with K. ¿Qué tal and ¿qué pasa? A little bit different. K usually means what, like what's happening here. How's everything going? It's not a direct translation. So those are a little informal, similar to using como estás. All right, the next two conversations, if there's no more questions on those, stop me if there is, are just going to be based on saying goodbye. So think about how many ways we have of saying goodbye in English. We have quite a few in Spanish as well.
Read along as you listen to the dialogue.
Adiós, señorita Moreno. Hasta luego.
Hasta mañana.
All right, probably the most common in Spanish is adios. So unmute for me, adios.
Adiós.
Adiós.
We've already used that one, right? Another one that's very similar to that, which they took from the Italians, is ciao. Repitan, ciao.
Ciao.
A lot of times people will, cultures will borrow from other cultures. So Señorita Moreno is right here. And hasta. Have you heard expressions with hasta before?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Anyone want to guess what it means?
See you later.
See you later.
See you, it implies, but hasta technically actually means until. Hasta means until. So they literally say until later. But it covers see you later, catch you later, until later. So that is the first one. There's hasta luego, hasta mañana. I want you to think if there's any other hastas you've heard of, maybe in movies or something like that. Let's repeat this. Hasta, repeat an hasta.
Hasta.
No H is pronounced. Luego.
Luego.
Put it together. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Good job. What about mañana? Any ideas about that?
Tomorrow.
Yep. And I would not actually say this to you guys. I would probably, when we learn the days of the week, I can put a specific day of the week in here when I will see you guys next, because we only meet twice. So hasta mañana if you're seeing somebody tomorrow, Friday. Repitan, hasta
Hasta
mañana.
mañana.
Okay, so this is like when I see this tilde, it's like an N and a Y together. So I'm going to pretend that I'm actually seeing an N and a Y there. Ña. Okay, ña. So mañana. Take it slow. Mañana. Mañana. Everybody. Mañana. Mañana. The last one is just an N. So that's where it gets a little tricky. All right. Let's try to put it together. Hasta mañana. Take it slow. Hasta mañana. One more time. Mañana. Good, good. That's improvement. Hasta mañana. We will work on that one. Anybody think of another hasta expression? Have you seen the Terminator?
Hasta la vista.
There we go. That's exactly the one I was thinking of. And he says it like menacing, but it's just really until we see each other, until we meet again is probably a good translation. Hasta la vista. And he doesn't want to meet him again. So, but it is nothing mean. Okay. So I could tell you guys hasta la vista, and it's just until we meet again. All right. Couple other options that are a little less common to hear.
Read along as you listen to the dialogue.
Hasta luego, Juan.
Nos vemos.
So this one's actually not less common, just I think not as common as like adios or ciao, which is because they're pretty quick. But it really has to do with seeing each other. We'll be seeing each other again. Nos vemos. Repeat that. Nos vemos.
Nos vemos.
One more time. Nos vemos.
Nos vemos.
All right. So those are your options for saying goodbye. Questions there? Okay. We are going to... we're not going to do this exactly like they're saying. If you want to do this on a sheet of paper, you can. But if you have your video available and just want to show me with your fingers, you can do that. You're just going to, or you can type in the chat. We're just going to make it quick and easy so you can show me that you're getting a quick understanding of what you're hearing. So if it's something you would use to greet each other, when you would first say hi to somebody, you can just show me one or type in one. Okay. I'd love to see you guys. So if you want to go on camera and just show me a one, that's pretty easy. If it's something that you would hear when people are taking leave of each other or saying goodbye, then you're going to show me two. So basically a one if it would fit in the greeting column, or a two if it would be a goodbye. All right, so I'm changing up the instructions. You're going to hear them say all that, but we're not doing any writing. I can't fast forward, so just listen. And again, if you have your book open, that's fine, or your e-text to be looking at any of these pictures.
Estudiante. Página 5. Actividad 4. Hola o adiós. Make a chart on your paper with the two columns. Label one greeting, the other leaving. Number your paper from 1 to 8. As you hear each greeting or leave taking, place a check mark in the appropriate column next to the number. You will hear each statement twice.
Uno.
Questions on what we're doing? Crit is beating us to it already. Okay, here's number one. So you're showing me one or two, or typing one or two. Here we go.
Hola, Juan. ¿Qué pasa?
And you'll hear it.
Hola, Juan. ¿Qué pasa?
Hola, Juan. ¿Qué pasa? All right, I'm seeing a lot of ones. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna give you, hey, this is question number 2. So now you're putting a 1 or 2 to this one. Hola and que pasa. How would you answer que pasa? Anyone? Nada or mucho. All right, here's the next one.
2. Adiós, Miguel. Adiós, Miguel.
Are they saying hi or goodbye? 1 or 2? 1 for greeting, 2. Nice. Adios. That is the standard. All right, here is number 3.
3. Buenos días, señor García. Buenos días, señor García.
Buenos dias, Señor Garcia. Nice. Excuse me. All right, let's go on to numero 4.
4. Hola, Elena. Hola, Elena.
Remember that this can take place any time of day. Nice. So that is uno. Good, good. All right, moving on. This should be cinco.
5. Nos vemos. Nos vemos.
Little trickier, but again, you can look in your book on page 4 if you have your e-text open. See if you can scan for that as well. Okay. Nos vemos. It should be a way of saying goodbye. So that is a way of leaving. Nos vemos. We'll be seeing each other. It comes from there, to see. All right, let's move on to 6. That one is a little tougher.
6. Hasta mañana, señor Pérez. Hasta mañana, señor Pérez.
Hasta mañana, Señor Perez. Okay, anytime we hear that hasta, until the next time. So hasta mañana. See you tomorrow. Nice. Okay, 7. We're reviewing your numbers a little, 1 through 9. We got to keep working on. Those are going to be important.
7. Buenas noches, señora. Buenas noches, señora.
8.
Hang on. Buenas noches. The way that we have learned it, I would agree with number 1. It could be possible to say before somebody goes to bed, though, as well, as a way of leaving each other. Buenas noches, like good night. Have a good night. So we've used it as a greeting, but this one actually, weirdly enough, could work for a way of saying goodbye as well. All right, here's your last one. 8.
Hasta luego, Ana. Hasta luego, Ana.
Hasta luego. See you later. Nice. Good, good. That is the last one. All right, so we are going to have you guys. Any questions about that? We are going to have you guys doing the breakout rooms we were talking about in 1 second here, but let's take a look at this. And just a reminder here. All right. If you are in your textbook, tú versus usted, this is a concept that we don't really have in English. But in Spanish, they have different ways of saying you. In English, we say you, and it just kind of covers everybody. But they have informal and formal. And a lot of other languages have that as well. A lot of the Romance languages have something similar. So if you want to study Italian or French, you will see some similarities. German has it as well. So they have a formal and an informal way of addressing people. It's kind of maybe how the language evolved. So tú is the one we use when we talk with friends, family, and people our own age, children, and pets. I usually say if you're on a first name basis with them, you're going to use tú. And that's what we've done when we say y tú, Carlos. Usted is going to be the more formal. And that one is, you'd be formal when you want to show respect, talking to someone you don't know, maybe strangers, or older people than you, or people in positions of authority. On usted, I usually say if you would use a title with them, like sir or ma'am or Mr. or Mrs., then go with usted. And if you're in doubt, go with usted. And then we saw the abbreviation. Even though it's abbreviated, you still pronounce the whole word usted. So let's just kind of run through these. If you guys could unmute real quick, and I'm going to ask, which one do you think you would use, tú or usted? So your options are tú or usted. Tú or usted. So I just want you to say one of these. When you are talking to your brother, which one are you going to use?
Tú.
Tú. You're on a first name basis. Yep. When you're talking to your teacher, which one are you going to use? Usted. You're not on a first name basis there.
Oh, yes.
Your best friend?
Tú.
Tú. What about your friend's mother? And you might pause on this one. If you can think of a specific mother of a friend that you have and think about your relationship there, it might depend. So what do you guys think?
Usted.
Usted.
Wait.
Usted? Is there anybody whose first thought was tú?
Mine was.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Were you thinking of a particular relationship maybe, Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say it depends on how close you are with that person. If you have a friend that you go over to their house all the time, and like their mom is almost like your mom or feels like your second mom, then you might use tú with them. But if you call them Mrs. Smith, then you're going to go with usted. So does that change your answer? Anybody? Most of you go with usted? Polite? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
See? Okay. You can tell me see. All right. What about your cat or dog?
Tú.
Two.
Yep. I think of, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. That is very informal. Okay. Unless your dog is Mr. Snuffles or something. I don't know, but still sounds pretty informal. Your principal.
Dead.
Usted.
Usted. Does anybody know our principal's name?
One at the high school?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Nobody? Mr. Austin. Senor Austin. So with Senor Austin, if you want to impress him and speak some Spanish, y usted. And what about a new acquaintance if we had someone new join our group? Someone who's your age?
Two.
Yeah, I agree with Hannah. Tú. Okay, so does that make sense, the difference between formal and informal here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, tú and usted, because that is going to continue on with us in our studies in Spanish. All right, we are going to find out how you guys are doing. So we're going to do activity number 5 here. And if you want to go into Schoology now, I think I'm going to move your folders up a little just so they're a little bit easier to get to. Your links are still there, but I'm just going to move this up. So I put some resources here for you. I don't know if there's a way I can get rid of that announcement, but I might do it next week. So we're in week 2, and we are in the live day 2 for you guys. So if you click on the white folder and the yellow folder inside of it, live 2 breakout. Remember, when I send you into breakouts, you won't have my screen in front of you. So you can be looking in your textbook, or you can be looking at this as well. This is what you are going to be doing. I'm gonna make it a little bigger here today. So we are going to work with a partner. You're gonna greet each other, and then you're gonna ask how your partner is, and then you're gonna say goodbye, and then you're gonna swap roles. And I will be popping her into the different classes as usual. I think we might have a group of 3. So if we have a group of 3, just say, hey, I'm gonna be A first, then you B. And then that person that was B can become A. And then the third person will get, so you just kind of talk in a circle. So if you look at whose picture is where, okay, we're just gonna talk like that. Just so everybody is an A once and a B once, that's all. So you get the chance to ask and answer. So we're gonna go through the model. And it is just saying hi first. And the underlined words you can replace. I would say you could replace the first word as well. If you want to say good morning to them, you could say that buenos dias. But we're just going to run through it together. I'm going to leave out the names because if you can use that person's real name, that's great. Repitan, hola. Mic's off. Hola.
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 Say their name. Then you can say ¿Qué tal? Repitan, ¿Qué tal?
¿Qué tal?
¿Qué tal?
How's it going? Or what if you want to ask them actually, how are you?
¿Cómo está?
¿Cómo estás? All right. So again, that's where you have a little freedom. If you want to say ¿Qué tal? Or if you want to say ¿Cómo estás? When you say it again, that's okay too. Here's where you're going to replace your actual feelings. Okay, so having that idea of anything from muy bien, bien, más o menos, regular. Say how you're feeling. If it's bad, mal. So we're just going to go through what they had. Repitan, bien.
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 And you can say their name. That's all they did. Y tú.
Y tú.
Y tú.
This person was feeling okay. Regular. Repitan, regular.
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 Again, you don't have to use their answers. You can both say bien or whatever you're feeling. And then you're going to say goodbye. Repitan, hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
And this person said adios.
Adios.
My one request, again, these could be underlined in the aspect that you can put different ones in there from page 4. Just try to say something different. So if they say adios, you can say something else like ciao, hasta luego, nos vemos. Questions on what you're going to do in your breakout room. It's going to be pretty quick. And then you will swap roles. So if you were person A, now you'll become person B. And you can change how you're feeling if you want to. That's okay. We're just practicing here. Any questions for me? It should put you in the breakout room. All right. Here we go. I think there's one group of 3, and I will pop in. Hey guys, you do want to unmute too.
Who wants to start? I'll start. Okay. Hola, Hannah Coital. Bien, Emily. ¿Y tú? Regular. Hasta luego. Adios.
Nice. Hasta luego. So watch for that H you don't hear. Okay, so now if Hannah wants to ask Joe.
Okay. Hola, Joe. ¿Qué tal?
Bien, Hannah. ¿Y tú?
Regular. Hasta luego.
Adios.
Nice. Now Joe can ask Emily. You guys got it.
Hola, Emily. ¿Qué tal?
Bien, Joe. Y tú?
Regular. Hasta luego.
I feel like changing it up instead of regular. I forgot what's another word for besides regular.
Muy or something.
It's
I
another
feel
word
like
that's besides okay.
horrible, I think.
Do you want so-so or you want bad?
I'll do bad.
Okay, horrible
Oh yes.
Horrible.
is really bad, or mal.
Oh, mall. Hasta luego.
Adios.
Yep.
Nos vemos.
Nos vemos, nice. So watch on that hasta. You're not going to say that H. It's so tempting to say it, but you just say hasta.
Hasta luego.
You got it. Nice job trying to use something different too. I will give you I do have a list of all the feelings there too, so we'll put that in. Gracias. All right. Any other questions you have for me, guys?
No, I don't think so.
You're not in the same room, are you?
No, we're in different rooms.
Okay.
He's out in the living room.
I'm in the living room.
Because that sometimes that'll make like feedback and different stuff. So and I didn't hear that. So good. All right. That was just by chance you guys got put together. So interesting. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
We'll go back in a minute here. Hey, ladies.
Hi.
How'd it go? Do you have any questions for me?
No.
No. Anything you want help pronouncing?
No, I think I got it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hey, ladies. Hola.
Hi.
Hi. It went good.
Yeah.
How do we say until?
Hasta.
Hasta. All right. Anything else you want? Different options for how you're feeling? You want to work on pronunciation?
No.
No.
I'm
Okay. All right. We're going to go back to the main room.
Okay.
All right. What questions do you guys have for me after that? One of the hints when you get into the breakout room, unmute yourselves so you can talk freely to each other. And it's always nice if you have the video camera too, so you can actually see who you're talking to. It just makes it a little more personal. But what I heard was really good. Any questions for me? How were your classmates feeling?
You're feeling good.
Bien? Was that the most common answer you heard?
Yes.
Bien? Okay. we didn't have a whole lot of time to get into numbers. So we're definitely, one of the things you're going to be doing on Friday, your Quizlets are going to be having numbers. So, and numbers are one thing that requires just a little more study from you. But I will be putting some links here, and one of the links is going to be to a song. And remember, Spanish kindergarten is kind of where we're at here. So I'm going to leave you guys with a song here today that is takes you up through 30. And the numbers 1 through 9 are going to be really important. It just kind of gets them to stick in your head because it rhymes. Cuenta just means count. And it rhymes a little bit with a lot of our tens numbers that are going to end in enta. So it's a little bit of jam here that I'm going to leave you with. Get it to work.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10. Cuenta, 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 cuenta. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19.
So you should notice some patterns here as well. When I said that the numbers up to 10 would be important, from 16 through 19, that's all they do. They combine 10 and the next number, diez, y, whatever. And 11 through 15, there's a little bit different pattern there with se on the end. Whoops. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I'm going to try to take us there. Let's do this. It doesn't let me access it in the right place here. Well, my time with you is gone. So I will post that, and you guys can jam all weekend long to Cuenta. Okay? If you would unmute and tell me adios or nos vemos.
Adios.
Adios. Thank you guys for all your work. Muchas gracias.